Welcome to the Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center. In 2004, a national level institute AMGITA has been started in the field of engineering and technology as per guidelines of All India Council for Technical Education AICTE New Delhi. AMGITA is approved by AICTE New Delhi, Gujarat State and affiliated to Gujarat Technological University Ahmedabad, which is also known as GTU. Our goal is to be an institute of generative ideas so that we remain relevant to our society. The AMGITA has always been an organization on move with continuous effort on improving its processes and to maintain its relevance to the Indian science scenario, with adding new programs in its programmatic portfolio. We strongly believe in overall development of students, so for that we provide them a different platform like state level tech fest, project fair, different sports activity, which helps students to teach teamwork and problem solving skills to get physical health benefits, boost self esteem, and reduce pressure and stress for prove their skills in distinct area. Welcome to the lecture of Power System Operation and Control. Myself, Professor Gaurang C. Patel from Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. Student, today we are going to discuss regarding the chapter 4, that is state estimation. And in this chapter, we are discussing in depth what is the state estimation in power system. Okay, so let's begin our lecture session. Okay, students. So today we are going to discuss regarding the chapter that is an introduction to state estimation in power system. Okay, so in previous chapters we have seen that what is the automatic voltage regulator and what is automatic voltage controller. Then we see the chapter about the system security. Now today we are going to the discuss about the state estimation in power system. Okay, so basically what is the state estimation in power system, so that we will discuss in this lecture. So what is state estimation? State estimation, actually in simple word, if you want to describe the state estimation, that you can say that you have to estimate the parameter of the power system. Okay, and mainly there are two states available in, or you can say those are the main state variables in the power system. One, that is your voltage magnitude, and second one, this is the phase angle. So all these things are just roaming around these two parameters, that is the voltage magnitude and the your phase angle of the power system, because it is the most critical parameter to measure which you want to control your power system. Okay, or if you want to operate your power system reliably, that you must have the data regarding the voltage magnitude of your power system and your the phase angle. So all this chapter is just roaming around these two parameters, how and how we can do this through the some criteria that we will discuss in this chapter in detail one by one. So first of all, we will start with the state estimation. Okay, so first this word estimation. Estimations means what? What is estimation? Estimation, that means we have to predict something. We have to estimate something before to make a plan to go ahead. Okay, कोई भी अगर चीज़ है उसको सबसे पहले हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा, एस्टिमेट करना, निकालना पड़ेगा. हम काफ़ी बार कहते हैं कि भाई हमें कुछ अगर कोई स्टेप्स लेना है तो फर्स्ट वी नो what should be the consequences. So it is whatever the consequences you can only able to know after getting the estimation. So same हमारे पावर सिस्टम में भी क्या है कि भाई सबसे जो इम्पोर्टेंट पैरामीटर है, दिस आर द वोल्टेज मैग्नीट्यूड एंड योर फेज एंगल. ओके, उससे डिपेंड करेगा कि आपका जो पावर है वो कौन सी लाइन में कितना फ्लो हो रहा है. ओके, क्योंकि हमने सिक्योरिटी एनालिसिस में भी यही देखा कि भाई अगर एक ट्रांसमिशन लाइन आपकी ट्रिप हो जाती है और या अगर उस पर फॉल्ट आ जाता है तो वो दूसरी ट्रांसमिशन लाइन को ओवरलोडेड कर देती है. ओके, सो at that condition your system operator your power operator that must have the proper data. Okay, then which line have to feed how much power. उसे पता होना चाहिए कि भाई कौन सी ट्रांसमिशन लाइन में मैं कितना पावर डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करूँ या कितना पावर ट्रांसमिट करूँ। ओके, तो उसके लिए वो किस पे डिपेंडेंट होगा? ही वॉज डिपेंडेंट ऑन द मेजरमेंट ऑफ ऑल द इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स, और जो भी आपके इंस्ट्रूमेंट पावर सिस्टम में लगे हुए हैं उस वो जो उसको डेटा दे रहा है उस पे वो रिलायबल रहेगा। ओके, नाउ it is come into the picture that your measurement system is not always an accurate system. Okay, हम हमारे जो measurement system है उसमें most probably हम क्या use करते हैं कि भाई वोल्ट मीटर use करते हैं, then we are using to watt meter, ampere meter. So there are number of measurement instruments that we are going to use, and we know that in previous semester you studied about the transducer and all. Okay, so when you convert the data from one form to another form to measure those parameters, it is generating some errors. Okay, now if this error is small, that's fine, that's okay. अगर ये error छोटी है तो it's okay, but if it is producing the gross error, if your meter is producing the gross error, then what happens? Your estimator should not have the reliable data. अगर आपका जो ऑपरेटर है उसके पास रिलायबल डेटा नहीं होगा तो देन हाउ ही कैन डिसाइड how much power I will transmit which with through which line. Okay, so this is all about the estimation. So finally हमें क्या करना है कि भाई इस चैप्टर में what they are targeting कि भाई हमारे जो भी पावर सिस्टम के ऑपरेटर है उन्हें हम प्रॉपर डेटा प्रोवाइड करें at each and every time, and for each and every line, and for each and every moment, and for each and every conditions. कोई भी कंडीशन हो तो आप उसको एक प्रॉपर डेटा प्रोवाइड करें। उसके लिए हमने बहुत सारे मेथड्स डेवलप की है टू give the proper data to your operator. So we will learn those methods in this chapter. Okay, so from the theoretical part we will start from our theory. That is, first of all, the state estimation is the process of assigning a value to an unknown system state variable based on measurement from that system according to some criteria. So first of all, what it wants to say that state पहले सेंटेंस आपके चैप्टर में क्या है कि भाई स्टेट एस्टिमेशन इज द प्रोसेस ऑफ असाइनिंग अ वैल्यू to an unknown system state variable based on measurement from the system according to some criteria. तो आपको कुछ वैल्यू असाइन करनी है किसको? आपके जो स्टेट वेरिएबल है उसको। ओके, बेस्ड ऑन द मेजरमेंट फ्रॉम दैट सिस्टम अकॉर्डिंग टू सम क्राइटेरिया। तो आपके स्टेट वेरिएबल मेनली कौन से है? दैट व्हाट आई टोल्ड यू, द मेन और important state variables are the voltage magnitude and your phase angle. Okay, now usually the process involves imperfect measurements that are redundant, and the process of estimating the system state is based on a statistical criterion. That what it says that हमारा जो measurement system है वो काफी बार error produce करता है. Okay, so what we have to do, we have some another way to reach the true value, that is the statistical criterion. Okay, now this statistical criterion estimates the true value of the state variables to minimize or maximize the selected criterion. Now हमारा जो ये statistical criteria है वो अब क्या करेगा कि भाई जो भी errors हमारे meters दे रहे हैं उसको minimize करने की और maximize करने की try करेगा, and it will fetch the differences, it will fetch the differences in between. So what is finally I want to say that statistical estimation that will provide you the लेस एरर रिजल्ट, दैट मीन्स वो ऐसे डेटा आपको प्रोवाइड करेंगे कि जिसमें एरर्स कम होंगे. ओके, नाउ द आइडिया ऑफ LSQ हैव बीन नोन. LSQ, that means the least squares estimation, have been known and used since the early part of the 19th century. Okay, so the major developments in this area have taken place in the 20th century in applications in the aerospace field. So now what it want to say कि भाई आप जो मेथड स्टेटिस्टिक मेथड्स जो आप यूज कर रहे हैं उसमें से the least square estimation, that is the very well known method, and these methods has been used in aerodynamic field, that means or aerospace field. ये जो मेथड है वो एरोस्पेस फील्ड में यूज होती थी लीस्ट स्क्वायर एस्टिमेशन, क्योंकि भाई आपका जो एरोस्पेस फील्ड है दैट totally depends on the measurements in aerospace. Okay, so what happened, what they are reliable in aerospace field, they are reliable on the data of radar. Okay, अब radar के data पे उसको रिलायबल और उसको डिपेंडेंट रहना पड़ेगा कि भाई उसका जो मिसाइल है और उसका जो प्लेन है वो राइट नाउ कौन सी जगह पे है. ओके, so many times what happen, the telemetry equipments which are associated with the aerodynamic engineering, that will produces the errors. वो काफी बार उनको जो भी वहाँ पे इंजीनियर्स बैठे होते हैं उनको थोड़े एरर्स वाले रिजल्ट भेजते रहते हैं. तो उसकी वजह से क्या होता है कि उसको प्रॉपर डायरेक्शन और उसका जो व्हीकल है उसका प्रॉपर जो लोकेशन है उसका पता नहीं चल रहता होता है. ओके, सो फॉर दैट टू रिड्यूस दैट एरर दे आर introduce this least square estimation method. Okay, now we will see that in same things we are trying to implement in the power system. जो एरो बेसिकली प्रीवियसली वो यूज करते हैं एरोस्पेस फील्ड में, वही मेथड अब हम पावर सिस्टम में यूटिलाइज कर रहे हैं कि भाई हमें भी अब पता होना चाहिए कि हमारे पावर सिस्टम में कौन सी ट्रांसमिशन लाइन में कौन से टाइम पे how much voltage magnitude contains on which transmission line and what is the phase angle on this transmission line. Okay, so these LSQ methods we are implementing to produce a correct result in our power system as well. Okay, so now we will say in a power system the state variables are the voltage magnitudes and relative phase angles at the system nodes. आपके जो भी सिस्टम के नोड है उसमें आपका जो स्टेट वेरिएबल्स है वो क्या है, आपका जो वोल्टेज मैग्नीट्यूड है वो एंड योर फेज एंगल्स. ओके, नाउ measurements are required in order to estimate the system performance in real time for both system security control and constraint on economic dispatch. So students, what is more required, why it is more required, because for the system security आपको मेजरमेंट क्यों इतना ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि आपका सिस्टम सिक्योरिटी कंट्रोल ओके एंड योर इकोनॉमिक डिस्पैच, क्योंकि आपका जो सिस्टम है उसका सिक्योरिटी का कंट्रोल दैट इज द प्राइमरी मेजर्स, वो बहुत ही ज़रूरी चीज़ है. और आपका लोड, आपका जो पावर डिस्पैच हो रहा है ट्रांसमिशन लाइन में वो भी डिपेंड करता है कि आपके ट्रांसमिशन लाइन, पर्टिकुलर ट्रांसमिशन लाइन की वोल्टेज मैग्नीट्यूड क्या है और फेज एंगल क्या है. Okay, so that's why to measure those two state variables are very important, and not only the measure but the errorless results are the more important things to maintain the system security as well as the economic dispatch. Okay, now the inputs to an estimator are imperfect power system measurements of voltage magnitudes and power, that what we discussed, that is जो भी input है वो थोड़े से एरर के साथ हमें हमें यानी कि जो भी सिस्टम इंजीनियर है उनको मिलते हैं. ओके, नाउ द एस्टिमेटर इज डिजाइन टू प्रोड्यूस द बेस्ट एस्टिमेट ऑफ द सिस्टम वोल्टेज एंड फेज एंगल्स, recognizing that there are errors in the measured quantities and that there may be redundant measurements. Okay, अब हमारा जो भी एस्टिमेटर है, हमने जो भी सिस्टम डेवलप कर रखी है ओके मेजरमेंट के लिए, नाउ वी सेड दैट इट विल प्रोड्यूस द errorless phase angles. Okay, and it will just ignore all the redundant results. Okay, now the output data are then used in system control centers in the implementation of the security constraint, dispatch and control of the system. Okay, now as per the above discussion, these output data of our state estimator is now used for the system control, our security control and the economic load dispatch. Okay, so now we will see the power system state estimation. Okay, so I hope student you understood the basic introduction of the chapter, that is the state estimation in power system. Okay, ખ્યાલ આવે છે ને બધાને? Then what is state estimation in power system? I hope you understood it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Yash. Okay, so then we will move ahead in our lecture. So Next is that is power system state estimation. So as we know at the previous chapter, that is nothing but our system security. That is in introduced in that power system security, the problem of monitoring the power flows and voltages on a transmission system is very important. हमने देखा कि भाई हमारा पावर सिस्टम सिक्योरिटी में आपकी जो ट्रांसमिशन लाइन में जो पावर फ्लो हो रहा है उसका मॉनिटरिंग दैट इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट criteria. Okay, because if you doesn't know what amount of power is flow with which transmission line, that it might happen your system is going to, or your line is going to be violated. Okay, so it is the most important criteria, that is on which on transmission line how much power is going to be travel from it. Okay, now how we can check which at which how much power we can travel through it. Okay, then we can simply check with the its violation limit कि भाई आपके जो ट्रांसमिशन लाइन है पर्टिकुलर जो आपने लोकेट की हुई है उसकी पावर ट्रांसमिट करने की लिमिट कितनी है. फॉर एग्जांपल इफ इट इज डिजाइन टू फ्लो द 100 मेगावाट, then you must know that, और आपको इतना उसका ख्याल रखना होगा कि भाई उससे उस पे जो उसकी जो लिमिट है उससे ज़्यादा पावर उसमें से फ्लो ना हो. ओके, इफ इट इज़ डिजाइन फॉर 100 मेगावाट, देन यू मस्ट हैव टू कीप इन माइंड दैट एटलीस्ट 110 or 100 or 5, whatever the criteria they are given for 5 to 10% criteria is given for each and every equipment. So it's not be more than that, or no, it's not be exceed the limit of that particular transmission line or particular equipment. Okay, so what is that? By simply checking each measured value against its limit, the power system operators can tell where problems exist in the transmission system, and it is hoped they can take corrective actions to relieve overloaded lines or out of limit voltages. So भाई हम क्या expectations रखते हैं कि भाई जो भी आपका पावर सिस्टम इंजीनियर है, ऑपरेटर है, वो सिंपली उसको वेरीफाई करके ही पावर को ट्रांसमिट कर रहा है. ओके, और टेक ऑल द करेक्टिव एक्शंस टू रिलीव ओवरलोडेड लाइंस और आउट ऑफ लिमिट वोल्टेजेस. ओके, नाउ where we see that many problems are encountered in monitoring a transmission system. These problems come primarily from the nature of the measurement transducer and from communications problem in transmitting the measured values back to the operations control center. Okay, so this is very important 4 lines given over here कि भाई जो भी problems आपके power system में है, many of the problems due to the errors occurring into the measurement. Okay, और errors measurement में क्यों occur होते हैं? क्योंकि it is नो इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स आर डिजाइन एररलेस. ओके, कोई भी इंस्ट्रूमेंट ऐसा नहीं है कि जो एररलेस हम डिजाइन कर सके, उसमें कुछ ना कुछ एरर्स तो आपको मिलेगी ही मिलेगी. ओके, सो now we see that transducers from power system measurements, like any measurement device, will be subjected to errors as we discussed. Okay, now if the errors are small, they may go undetected and can cause misinterpretation by those reading the measured values. In addition, transducer may have gross measurement errors that render the output useless. अगर आपका जो ट्रांसड्यूसर है, ओके, वो छोटी एरर्स अगर प्रोड्यूस करता है और वही एरर को हमने डिटेक्ट किए बिना आपका जो सिस्टम इंजीनियर है उसके मीटर तक फेड कर दिया, देन व्हाट हैपेंस, इट विल गिव यू अ यूजलेस रिजल्ट. ओके, नाउ विद दैट यूजलेस रिजल्ट व्हाट हैपन, that your operator is having the wrong command and it will give a wrong signal to a wrong transmission line. Okay, so you know the consequences, what happened again, what happened ahead. Okay, now an example of such gross error might involve having the transducer connected up backward, thus giving the negative of the value being measured. Okay, so finally the telemetry equipment often experiences periods when communications channels are completely out, thus depriving the system operator of any information about some part of the power system network. Okay, so It is for these reasons that power system state estimation techniques have been developed. A state estimator, as we will see shortly, can smooth out small random errors in meter readings, detect and identify gross measurement errors, and fill in meter readings that have failed due to communication failures. Okay, so what it want to say कि भाई आपका जो भी टेलीमीटरिंग डिवाइस है, आपके जो भी ट्रांसड्यूसर पावर सिस्टम में लगे हुए हैं, दैट इज सब्जेक्टेड टू जनरेट द एरर. ओके, दैट इज सब्जेक्टेड टू जनरेट द एरर. ओके, नाउ व्हाट हैपन, सो मेनी टाइम्स वी आर रिलाई ऑन द अवर टेलीमेट्री सिस्टम कि भाई हमारा जो भी पावर सिस्टम ऑपरेटर है वो किस पे रिलाई रहता है कि जो भी आपके कम्युनिकेशन चैनल आपने वहां पे सेट की है, वहां पे डेवलप की है, उस पे आपका जो पावर सिस्टम इंजीनियर है वो रिलाय रहता है. ओके, उस पे वो डिपेंडेड रहता है. नाउ सो मेनी टाइम्स व्हेन फॉल्ट इज अकर्ड, दैट particular telemetry system, it might be not operated at particular time or it might be generate some error signal. Okay, क्योंकि जब जहाँ फॉर एग्जांपल हमारे एक लाइन वन पे फॉल्ट हुआ और उसी पे कोई टेलीमेट्री इक्विपमेंट भी लोकेटेड है, then your information is come through that through that फॉल्टी पार्ट और फॉल्टी लाइन. तो आपका जो मेजरिंग इक्विपमेंट है वो भी वही एरिया में है जहाँ पे फॉल्ट हुआ है, तो वो भी थोड़ी सी एरर जनरेट क्रिएट करेगा. और ये भी हो सकता है कि आपका पर्टिकुलर वो लाइन थोड़े टाइम के लिए डिसकनेक्ट हो जाए और थोड़े टाइम के लिए वो आपको डेटा ना भेज सके. ओके, सो एट दैट टाइम व्हाट हैपन, इफ आई एम द सिस्टम इंजीनियर sitting over here to control the power system and I am dependent on the all of the information which provide the telemetry equipment, and some telemetry equipment is not working at a time. So what happen, I will not get the proper data, मुझे टाइम पे प्रॉपर डेटा नहीं मिल रहा है. ओके, सो व्हाट शुड आई डू, I that there is nothing in my hand if I have no results or if I have no data. Okay, so at that time we must have some provision provided according to the situation. Okay, कि हमारे पास कुछ ऐसी अरेंजमेंट होनी चाहिए कि भाई जब आपका जो भी टेलीमीटरिंग सिस्टम है, आपका जो भी कम्युनिकेटिंग सिस्टम है, अगर वो फेल हो जाए, वो आप तक सिग्नल्स ना पहुंचा सके, तो भी आप ऐसा कुछ एस्टिमेशन लगा के कुछ तो कंट्रोल सिस्टम यूज करके आप पर्टिकुलर चैनल और पर्टिकुलर लाइन पे सिग्नल भेज सके कि भाई अब यहाँ से पावर फ्लो बंद होगा या अब लाइन नंबर 2 और 3 पे पर्टिकुलर पावर हम फ्लो करवाएंगे. ओके, सो फॉर दैट वी नीड द स्टेट एस्टिमेशन. हैव यू अंडरस्टूड दैट कि भाई जब आपका टेलीमेट्री सिस्टम फेल हो रहा है तब आप एक दूसरी चॉइस पे जा रहे हैं और वो है आपका स्टेट एस्टिमेशन दैट विल save you from the major failure. Okay, okay, now I hope you can got this. Okay, so now as I am an engineer, what I have to do, I am relying now, instead of the telemetry equipment, I am relying on the state estimation. And you, and with the process of state estimation, I'll got some data, and according to that data now I will try to operate my power system. Okay, to get in a big trouble, or to prevent from getting a big trouble. Okay, now ahead we can see, it is for these reasons that power system state estimation technique have been developed. A state estimator, as we will see shortly, can smooth out small random errors in meter readings, detect and identify gross measurement errors, and fill in meter readings that have failed due to communication failures that we have discussed earlier. Okay, तो अब हम क्या देखेंगे कि भाई पर्टिकुलर हमारा जो स्टेट एस्टिमेशन है, हाउ इट विल वर्क, दैट वी विल अंडरस्टूड थ्रू वन एग्जांपल. ओके, हम एक यहाँ पे एग्जांपल कंसीडर करेंगे. नाउ अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट एग्जांपल वी विल सी हाउ आवर state estimator is going to be work when your telemetry system is going to be failed or your telemetry system is going to give you a wrong result. Okay, produce a wrong result. Okay, now to begin we will use a simple DC load flow example to illustrate the principle of state estimation. Okay, suppose the 3 bus DC load flow that is given in the example, हम यहाँ पे देखेंगे this is the 3 bus you can see given over here. This is the bus number 1. Okay, this is the bus number 2 and this is the bus number 3. In bus number 3 there is a generator is connected, which is generator 65 megawatt, and at bus number 3 there is the generator which is generator 35 megawatt, and we are considering over here bus number 3 as a slack bus. Okay, so first of all, just keep in mind those keep this data on your mind, and then we will see how our say state estimation is going to be worked. Okay, now you can see student, so over here this is the bus number 1 and bus number 2. In between that there is a transmission line. We consider this is the transmission line which is connected these two buses, and it is having the power flow of 60 megawatt. तो आपका जो जनरेटर है 65 मेगावाट जनरेट करा है. Now 60 megawatt is flow through this transmission line, and remaining 5 megawatt that is flow through this transmission line. Okay, so in between transmission line 1 and 2 there is a 60 megawatt power is flowing, and in between line 1 and 3 there is a 5 megawatt is going to be flow. Now you can see at the bus 3 one generator is connected which is producing 35 megawatt. So this 5 megawatt plus this 35 megawatt, so total that is the 40 megawatt, it is flow through the line 3 and 2. So total you can see this 60 and this 40 will gives you a 100 megawatt, and this is the load you can consider over here, because this line is, you can see this is the direction which is given over here. So you have to consider this is a 100 megawatt load is connected through this system. So in this system 3 buses are given, 2 generators are given. Total it will produce 65 plus 35, that is 100 megawatt, and your 100 megawatt load will be there. So it is a completely an ideal system. Each and every transmission line is carrying a load according to its design criteria. Okay, that is the system is given over here. Now we will see one more things is given, that is the reactance are given in between all this transmission line. So for the transmission line x12 we are considering over here. So between 1 and 2 that is a 0.2 pu over here, that is the value we are considering in per unit, and we are considering that is a as an 100 MVA base. Okay, so in between x1 and 2 there is 0.2 reactance is given over here, and in between line x1 and 3 there is 0.4 pu, and between 2 and 3 there is 0.25 pu. So those data are given टू अस. ओके, एज एन पावर सिस्टम इंजीनियर हमारे पास इतना डेटा अवेलेबल है कि भाई कौन सा जनरेटर क्या प्रोड्यूस कर रहा है, कौन सी ट्रांसमिशन लाइन में कितना पावर ट्रांसमिट हो रहा है, और उसका रिएक्टेंस की वैल्यू क्या है पर्टिकुलर ट्रांसमिशन लाइन की. ओके, नाउ वी विल सी दैट इज once again we will see. To begin we will use a simple DC load flow example to illustrate the principle to state estimation. Suppose the three bus DC load flow of example were operating with the load and generation shown in figure. The only information we have about this system is provided by 3 megawatt power flow meters located as shown in figure. ओके, नाउ हमने वो फिगर्स देखी. ओके, और दूसरी एक फिगर है जिसमें जो वाट मीटर लगाए हुए हैं. ओके, नाउ only two of these meters readings are required to calculate the bus phase angles, and all load and generation values we can calculate. So कोई भी 2 मीटर के अगर रीडिंग हमें पता है तो हम पूरे सिस्टम में कितना वोल्ट, उसकी वोल्टेज मैग्नीट्यूड क्या है, उसका पावर क्या फ्लो रहा है, उसका फेज एंगल क्या है, वो हम लोग कैलकुलेट कर सकेंगे only with the help of two readings. Okay, so those meters are connected over here. Okay, so you can see this is the meter is connected in between all this transmission lines. Okay, so what we have discussed that only two readings are enough to get all the data in the power system available. All the data, that means we can calculate the phase angle, we can calculate the voltage magnitude, and we can calculate the power if we have the two readings of the system. So now only two of these meter readings are required to calculate the bus phase angles and all load and generation values fully. How? I will show you that. Okay, so that M13 that is equal to 5 megawatt and M32 is equal to 40 megawatt. Okay, so M13 that is 5 megawatt and 40 megawatt, that you will see that this is the M13. Okay, this is the M13. Okay, that how much value it is given, that is the 5 megawatt, that is already given over here. Okay, so M13 that is 5 megawatt and M32, so M32 कहाँ पे दिया हुआ है, ये रहा आपका M32 that is connected in between बस 2 and 3. Okay, so M32 आपको कितना मिल रहा है, 40 मेगावाट. so how it is going to be 40 मेगावाट, ये 35 मेगावाट ये जनरेटर जनरेट कर रहा है और 5 मेगावाट रिमेनिंग यहाँ से आ रहा है. सो टोटल इट विल बी गेट द 40 मेगावाट. सो हमारे पास ये जो वाट मीटर लगाए हुए हैं हमने ट्रांसमिशन लाइन में, वो हमें कुछ इस तरह के रीडिंग्स दे रहे हैं और हम यहाँ पे सिर्फ दो ही वाट मीटर के रीडिंग को यूज करेंगे. वी आर जस्ट यूटिलाइज the two watt meter readings and how we will get the third one and all the details of the power system that we will know how it will be worked. Okay, so now these two watt meters are connected over here and it will give you a result of this 5 megawatt and 40 megawatt. How it will be measured, that we have seen in the figure. Okay, so now we are considering all the data in pu, so that's how M13 that is 0.05 pu and M32 that is a 4.40 pu, that is per unit. Okay, now you can see the flows on lines 1, 3 and 3, 2 can be set equal to these meter readings. So okay, so हमारे पास क्या है, फ्लो M13 एंड M32. सो हम जो भी पावर फ्लो हो रहा है इन बिटवीन 1 3 and 3 2 can be set equal to these meter readings. Okay, so for F13 if you want to calculate F13, that is nothing but the F13 is equal to 1 upon X13 into theta 1 minus theta 3. That is nothing but the 1 upon your whatever the reactance provided through this transmission line 1 3, this is the 1 and this is the 3. So this is the X13 और यहाँ पे उसका reactance क्या दिया हुआ है, that is the 0.4 pu. Okay, so now for F1 calculation of F13 or calculation of power which is flow in F13, we have to use this equation, that is 1 upon X13 into theta 1 minus theta 3 is equal to M13 is equal to 0.05 pu. तो ये कैसे आ गया, अब now you understood how your M13 that is 0.05 pu, because your M13 that is connected over here, this is your M13. Okay, and in M13 this is the 5 megawatt is going to be flow and you are consider there is the pu value, so that is your F13. So power flow in this in that is the 0.05 pu. Similarly for the F32, if you consider this, that it is a 0.40 pu. Okay, so that's how it begins. Now we will see all the calculation behind that. Just a moment. Okay, so over here I will just consider in place of that F12, I will just consider that is the watt 12, that is a power, W13 that is a power that is flowing between that line between 1 and 2, and this is the 32 that is the power flowing between line 3 and 2. In book they are using F, here we are using W because there is a power, and for power I just using W. Okay, now W12 that is 60, W13 this is 5 and W32 that is 40. Same data using over here which used in the book. You can see the same data that we are using over here that given in the book. Okay, so now over here according to this figure. Okay, I just try to simplify this calculation because in book it is given directly, so I try to make you understand through this calculation and example. Okay, now suppose we use W13 and 32, and further suppose that W13 and 32 gives us perfect readings of the flows on their respective transmission line. Okay, so यहाँ तक हमने देख लिया. Now this is the same diagram or figure that is given in the book that I just shown to you. So over here you can see this is the same 60 megawatt, 40 megawatt and 65 megawatt. So 60 megawatt, 5 megawatt and 40 megawatt. Okay, so same thing is given over here. So, and same data I derived from that PDF, that book given in the book. Okay, so now further you can see this is the 3 watt meter is connected in that transmission. यहाँ पे ये जो बस 1 और 2 उसमें हमने वाट मीटर W12 लगा दिया. ओके, वाट मीटर 1 एंड 3 उसमें हमने ये वाट यहाँ पे एक वाट मीटर लगा दिया, और ये इन बिटवीन 3 2 हमने यहाँ पे एक वाट मीटर लगा दिया. नाउ व्हाट इज द एम कि भाई हमारा जो वाट मीटर है वो इस टाइम पे हमें परफेक्ट रीडिंग दे रहे हैं जो भी हमने दिया हुआ है. नाउ at that time your Pg1 is equal to 65 megawatt, that is your generating power at the first generator, that is 65 megawatt. Your Pg3, that means this is the generator which is given over at the bus 3, so that is your Pg3, that is 35 megawatt. So what is your PL that is nothing but the your Pg1 plus Pg3, so total 100 megawatt you can see over here. Okay, so now further, now we will consider this equation P13 is equal to 1 upon x13 into theta delta 1 minus delta 3. That exactly what we had seen over here. That is this equation we are considering over here. Instead of theta, here we mentioned that is delta. Okay. So according to that, if and we know that delta 3 is equal to 0. Okay. Delta 3 0 क्यों है कि हमने जो बस 3 है यहाँ पे, दिस इज द बस 3 दैट वी कंसिडर एज अ स्लैक बस. ओके, नाउ व्हेन यू कंसिडर योर बस a slack bus, that means that you can consider your delta or theta that is equal to 0. okay, so delta 3 की वैल्यू आपको 0 यहाँ पे हमने लिए क्योंकि वो हमने बस 3 स्लैक बस 3 कंसिडर किया हुआ है. ओके, सो फ्रॉम दैट यू कैन एबल टू फाइंड द वैल्यू ऑफ डेल्टा 1 and delta 2. To simply put the value of x13 that is nothing but the 0.4 हमने यहाँ पे दिया है. ये रहा आपका x13, आपका जो लाइन 1 और 3 के बीच में कितना रिएक्टेंस दिया हुआ है, तो वो है 0.4 pu. So this reactance we are just simply put in this equation and the value of del 1 that we will get through this. Okay, so value of del 1 that is 0.02 radian, and similarly value of del 2 that is equal to minus 0.10 radian. When you calculate this, you will be get this result, that is del 1 and del 2. okay, now students, now we will see that is meters reading have slight errors. अब हम कंसिडर करेंगे कि भाई हमारे मीटर का जो रीडिंग है वो थोड़ा सा हमें एरर वाला रिजल्ट दे रहा है. ओके, क्यों क्यों ऐसा कंसिडर कर रहे हैं? टू एल्यूस्ट्रेट द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ स्टेट एस्टिमेशन, कि भाई स्टेट एस्टिमेशन वर्क कैसे करता है. ओके, सो पहले केस में हमने देखा कि आपका जो मीटर है वो आपको प्रॉपर रीडिंग दे रहा है, और दिस इज ऑल अबाउट वी हैव डन इट. नाउ वी विल शिफ्टिंग दैट आवर मीटर रीडिंग्स हैव द स्लाइट एरर. अब हमारा जो मीटर है वो हमें थोड़ा सा एरर वाला रिजल्ट दे रहा है. Then we can see if your meter readings have the slight errors. Okay, so suppose the readings obtained are at W12 that is 62 megawatt, at W13 that is 6 megawatt, and W32 that is 37 megawatt. So previously हमारा W12, 13 और 32 का रीडिंग क्या था, that we will see. Previously हमारा W12 का 60 megawatt, W13 का 5 मेगावाट और W23 का 40 मेगावाट था. इंस्टेड ऑफ दैट आर मीटर इज शिफ्टेड, वो 60 की जगह पे यहाँ पे 62 दे रहा है, 5 की जगह पे 6 मेगावाट दे रहा है, और 37 की जगह 40 की जगह पे यहाँ पे 37 मेगावाट इतना एरर दे रहा है. ओके, सो अकॉर्डिंग टू सेम कैलकुलेशन व्हाट वी गिवन फॉर प्रीवियस, so for instead of 62 that is 0.62 pu, instead of 6 0.06 pu, and instead of 37 we are using over here, that is 0.37 pu. Okay, and now once again we will try to calculate. Now in this case you can see the total generated power, that is equal to Pg1 is equal to W1 plus W13, that is 68 megawatt, Pg2 that is 31 megawatt. क्योंकि अब हमने थोड़ा हमने क्या कंसिडर किया कि भाई हमारा जो मीटर है वो थोड़ा सा एरर वाला रीडिंग दे रहा है. ओके, सो हमारा Pg1 अब क्या रहेगा? Pg1 that means your, we are talking about this generator, this is your Pg1. Okay, and this generator associated with these two lines, okay, in between connected in bus 1 and 2 and bus 1 and 3. तो हमारे 1 और 2 में अब यहाँ पे 68 और यहाँ पे 7 मेगावाट आ गए हैं. ओके, सो यहाँ पे W1 प्लस हमारे 62 और 6 मेगावाट, सॉरी. सो अब हमारा जनरेटर 1 68 मेगावाट or generator 2 that is given a 31 megawatt. You can see the differences. Okay, and total load power that is a 99 megawatt. So now you can see the 1 megawatt error is going to be occurred. Okay, and due to that what happens, that we will also discuss. So due to that what happen, when you calculate the phase angle you will get the value of delta 1 and delta 3 is already, that is 0. Okay, once again we will calculate the delta 1 and delta 2. So for that delta 1 we will get the 0.024 radian, and we will get the delta 2 over here as well, that is the minus 0.095 radian. Same procedure we are following, which procedure we are following in the previous session. So in previous session we are getting the delta, that is 0.02 radian, and delta 2 that is 0.010 radian. So हमने यहाँ पे क्या, what is the conclusion, that if our wattmeter is producing a errors result, that will change all the equations, all the readings, because हमने पहले डेल्टा 1 में कुछ इस ये वैल्यू मिल रही थी, और right now we are getting the 0.024 and 0.0925 radian. Okay, so now if you consider according to that del, if you calculate the power flow in P12, okay, that is 1 upon x12 into del 1 minus del 2. So at that time your P12 that is a 58.25 megawatt. अब हम क्या करेंगे कि सारी जो ट्रांसमिशन लाइन में क्या पावर मिल रहा है अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस एंगल. प्रीवियस केस में जब हम वो एंगल को कंसिडर करके, आइडियल सिस्टम को कंसिडर करके कैलकुलेट कर रहे थे, तो हमें जो भी पावर फ्लो हो रहा था वो एग्जैक्ट मिल रहा था अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट. अब हमारे मीटर ने एरर जनरेट की है, अब हम कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं, तो यू कैन सी P12 that is a 58.25 megawatt. Okay, and actually what is the P12, that is a 62 megawatt. You can see the error, how much error it is going to be generated, कितनी बड़ी एरर अब हमें मिल रही है. ओके, ड्यू टू द, with considering this angle. Okay, so similarly if you will calculate the results in the system, that is use of meters W1 and W32, we will get such kind of results, that is 58.25 megawatt, 68 megawatt, and there is a 37 megawatt. Okay, so such kind of errors are going to be happened due to the our meter that is giving us a wrong result. Okay, now you will consider this W12, W32. Now our one more case we are taking in the consideration once again here, that is 62 megawatt, 37 megawatt. Okay, so now we will see at P12 that will give you the delta 1 is equal to 0.0315 radian, and P13 that is give you, that is your delta 3 that is your 0. So P13 that is the 7.875 megawatt. So again what we are considering, we are calculating the power according to the new angle, and that we will get this result, and these results we will just implement it in this figure as well. तो उसके हिसाब से जो पावर आ रहा है वो W12 पे 60 मेगावाट, यहाँ पे 69.875 मेगावाट, और यहाँ पे 7.875 मेगावाट. So what happened? students, so final conclusion is what? If you consider such kind of example, you can see previously it will just give you the proper result with only two readings, okay. But if your errors, if your meters, meters will provide you with the result of error, that your value is going to be changed drastically, okay. So to avoid this, what we are going to do, we have to produce a method which is give you a correct result. ये ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि भाई आपका मीटर का रिजल्ट अगर रॉन्ग आया है तो आप वही रिजल्ट के साथ आगे बढ़े और वही रिजल्ट के साथ आपका जो पावर सिस्टम है उसको पर्टिकुलर ट्रांसमिशन लाइन को सिग्नल देते रहे, ओके। सो टू रिड्यूस दैट, व्हाट वी हैव टू डू, वी मस्ट हैव टू follow some procedure, or we must have to follow some methods that will give you the correct result, okay. So one more time in conclusion, we can see that हमने दूसरी बार जो कैलकुलेशन किया उसके हिसाब से यहाँ पे क्या आ रहा है, देखो यहाँ पे 62 मेगावाट, एक्चुअली ये 69 मेगावाट फ्लो कर रहा है, ओके। और यहाँ पे 62 और यहाँ पे 7 megawatt, okay. But in that case you can see over here that is the 37 megawatt and this is the 7 megawatt, so 29 plus 7, that is nothing but the 37 megawatt. But over here it is 99 megawatt. So when you can consider this 62 plus 37 megawatt, now it is a 99 megawatt over here. So in previous case what happened, this is the result what you have got when your meter is going to be give you a wrong result. So now if you consider this 58 plus 37, look how much error is given over here, that is a 2 megawatt error is come into the picture. So if you add this 58 plus 37, it will not match you the result given over here, okay. So that's what I want to just try to convey the message, that if your watt meter is produce a wrong results, your calculation will going to be wrong. And that is what happened actually in power system due to the errors. So many times it happens that your power system engineer, it is going it's getting a wrong result, okay. So student, in this lecture we will take up to that, further part we will consider into the next lecture, okay. So thank you very much. So students, finally, as in every lecture, after completion of every lecture I will try to give you a message that please remember turn off the light when it is not required, okay. So please save the energy, save the electricity. Thank you very much.